using a framework such as intersectionality that comes out of Black feminist organizing and activism. It was not developed for research. I say that all the time. And so trying to conduct research using a framework that comes out of activism is really challenging, particularly when we take it, well, in all realms, qualitative, mixed methods, quantitative. So there's that. And I guess another challenge that, but that's one of the reasons that was sort of the genesis for starting an institute, trying to bring together brilliant scholars who are just trying to troubleshoot exactly that. Another challenge has always been around what happens when frameworks such as intersectionality, with such sort of emancipatory, radical, revolutionary perspective, go mainstream. And so before this administration, NIH, the National Institutes of Health, was really quite interested across many different institutes. Because remember, when we're talking about the National Institutes of Health, we're talking about at least 21 different institutes in terms of inviting intersectionality research proposals, and that was great. I didn't know the problem there was that often intersectionality, as NIH was defining it, was very much devoid of attention to power. And one of the things I say all the time is that there's no way to talk about intersectionality without talking about power. If you're not talking about power, you're not talking about intersectionality. So that was really a challenge. How do we make sure that power is always at the center of any intersectionality project? And so what that looked like, for example, is things like the National Institutes of Mental Health. They put out this sort of concept for intersectional, called intersectional stigma in the context of HIV, and they were inviting grant applications. That's great, except that they sort of defined intersectionality in terms of multiple stigmatized identities. I'm like, wait, 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 hold up. You cannot implicitly put the problem in individuals. It's really stigma and discrimination. All of that comes from without. It's based on those positions, but it's not sort of inherent or intrinsic to it. And so that's one of the challenges, and one of the things that I'm quite proud of, because I was really vocal about my opposition, and I'm in a position of power in terms of my role. In addition to the Intersectionality Training Institute, I'm an associate editor at the American Journal of Public Health. And so in that capacity was able to, when working on a supplement, tell people, no, no, we're not doing that multiple identity business. Everybody has a multiple marginalized identity. We're really always making sure that we're talking about power when we're talking about intersectionality. And so that's one of the ways that I've sort of, been in a position of privilege to sort of challenge the flattening. That's flattening is the term that intersectionality scholars use when they talk about how power and attention to power and oppression and marginalization, how that gets stripped from intersectionality. What was the other part of it? Oh, well, I mean, the most encouraging parts of this work is just, I mean, it's just, for me, it's been joyful to be doing work where I'm sort of in routine collaboration and communication with early career scholars who are doing such critical work and see intersectionality is so vital to the work that they're doing. It is just absolutely fulfilling, and I just, I guess joyful is the word I use most often. And so that's the part of the work that I love the most.